recording here. All right, so we stopped at date formats and we want to get into the methods of the date object. As you can see from the screen, the date object provides a variety of methods for retrieving, setting, and manipulating date components. These methods cannot be exhausted in this test. So you need to still refer to the online documentation for all this. But we have here the most common methods that you will find useful in your day-to-day development activities. And these are the get full year, as the name suggests, to return the year of, of the date object, the year that date object is created. Get month, it will return the month. And as I explained in the last class, the month starts at 0. 0 means January to 11, which is December. So then we have the get date, which returns the day of the month, the day of the month, and that returns between 1 to 31. The get date is quite different from the get day. The days of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Saturday. And just like the get month, the get day also starts at 0. 0 means Sunday, where Sunday is 0, then Saturday is 6. Then if you want to get the hours, the minutes, the seconds, the milliseconds, you can use any of these appropriately to get your desired goal. Now there is the date.now. Okay, before I come here, let us just demonstrate this a little bit. I will go to the online IDE. So I'm going to create a new object called my date. Is there anything strange in what I just typed? Follow me.
No, sir.
All right. So if I print my date, let's see the content of my date. You see it will return the year, month, day, then the time, hour, minutes, seconds, and this is milliseconds. But let's say I want to get just the year. All I need to do on this object is to apply the get full year method, and that will return me the year. Now, if I want to get the month, what I need to do is just say get month to return me 10, which is what? November. Now, you probably may be asking yourself, okay, how do we get out the month name like January, February, and so on and so forth? You can use your what's it called? Switch statement. If you remember that we treated switch, you can use switch. So we will use switch and we get the month. right? So whatever value this will return, whether is 0, 1 to 11, we say case. When it is 0, then we do something. Am I right? So you can say um, case when it is 0, console.log January. Then we can break. We have to break it. Let's just test it to be sure that we have this January. So I'm going to insert a year and month and day. If I run it, you can see January is printed out there. So since I'm sure of this code, then I can continue with the other cases. So I can easily copy this, paste, 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 paste. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So the default, always put your default, which is console.log.
Okay, Joshua.
So just console.log um, unidentified month. So you can see when the case is 1, February. When the case is 2, March. January, February, March. The case is 3, April. The case is 4, January, February, March, April, May, June. That is 5. Feromi, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So 5, 6, 6. July, June, July. Then 7 August. 8 September. Then 9 October. 10 November. There's one more. Oh, did I skip anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's still one more I need to input there. 11. That is December. So if I want to print out the month we are in, you will see it is November. So this is how you can fetch out the month You are in. So is there any question?
Can I hear that volume up? Can I hear that volume up?
No, sir.
No question. Okay. All right. So now let me just
Sorry?
copy
I
this.
accidentally pressed the off button.
Just copy this
Is
and
this not this they
paste.
used to? Is this not what they used to put on increase the volume?
I'm
So
trying.
just paste it on the group chat. Okay. So let's move on. We have seen how we can fetch out the month. The same, okay, before I delete this, if I use get day, let me print out get day console.log my date dot get day. So if you see that it returns 6, which is a Saturday. In case I want to get out the day of the week, I can use exactly the same switch. All I need to do is to input the get day here. Then instead of January, I will say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I can delete the ones I do not need. So if I run the code one more time, you will see Saturday will be returned. Is there any question? No question. Okay. So I'm going to paste that also on the group chat. So now let us see what get date is doing. So my date dot get date. You see that it's printing out the today's date, 30th of November. Is there any question so far?
No.
Good. So similarly, if you want to print the get the number of hours, yes, you can do that. I will just do the get hours on my date. So I will do that, and it should return me 19, which is 7 hours. We are 7 something. So if I for us to be sure of what we are doing, let's print out my date again. You will see the hour is 19, and that is what the get hour is returning. Similarly, get minutes to return 48, and that is the minutes. Yeah, and so on and so forth. So now, date.now, you observe that this, excuse me, please. this method is on the constructor itself, the class. It is not on the instance of this object. What do I mean by instance? Now, anytime you use a new keyword to create an object from a class or from another object, this is called the instance of the date class. Some will call it constructor, right? So the point is, this my date is an instance of this class, and the new keyword creates this object. So, however, the now method is not a method on this instance object. It is a method on the class itself. And that is the more reason I cannot call this method using my date dot now. I cannot do this. However, since um this method belongs to this class, I can use a class to call the method. Is there any question?
No,
Is there?
sir.
Good. So I can, let me remove this first. I can call the date class, and I call the now object, the now method on it. It will return today's time, which is milliseconds from what? 1917, January 1st. So if I want to know the date, I can then pass this again into a new date for us to get the actual date. I can do this date, pass it in there. It should return me, oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's one more here. So you can see it's returning today's date. Is there any question? Is there any question?
No, sir.
All right. So let's move on. So just like you can retrieve the year, the month, day, hours, the hour, the minute, and the seconds, you can even set them. And these are the methods you use to set. You set the full year, you set the month, you set the date, you can set the hours, and you can set the minutes. So you can see that these methods allow you to modify specific component of a date. So you can use this to set whatever value. Let's just try one. Let's just try one. So after creating my date object, I can see my date dot set full year, full year, set it to 1999, And let's see what this will give me here. It's here, which is my date. So you can see the year has been set. If I do not do this, right, the current year will be 2024, as you can see on the screen. Is there any question? Is there any question? No question. All right. So now, this is the last for these dates, and this we are going to solve tonight because our time is almost 9 p.m. So now, if you want to add, if you want to add or subtract days, for example, today's day is 38th of November. Let's say I want to add 5 days to my current date. All I need to do is to call the get date method. You can see, for example, here, a new date is created, which is today. That's the instance. And if I want to add 7 more days to this to today's date, I will call the get date method on that date object. Then I will add 7 days. Then it will print out the um, dates 7 days from now. So let me just quickly copy this so that we can quickly demonstrate before we close for tonight. So the new date will return today's date. Now I'm using the get date method to retrieve what the date from that object today. So if let's say today is Saturday, which is 6, by the time I had 7, you will see that it will add it to the date object, which is today. This is the date object now. If I run this, you will see that we have what 7 because I've added 7 days to it. So it is 7. Is there any question before we call it today? Is there any question? Is there any question?
No.
Okay. So in the absence of any question, we can call it a day. Let's just try to be early. The class started very late today because of low attendance. All right, thank you. See you on Tuesday. And remember,
So what's
do
the
not
second?
forget your project. Do your project before the year runs out.
So the assignment.
What is the assignment I gave you?
The project.
That is not an assignment, it's a project.
So which assignment did you give today?
No assignment today. I'm not encouraged to give you assignments because you guys don't do assignments. Or do you? Do you do assignments? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
You say what?
I don't.
Aha. So I'm not encouraged to give assignments any longer. So do your project. You are submitting next month, December, which starts from tomorrow, and we are most likely to end this class this December for a new set to come in January. by the special grace of God. All right. In the absence of any question, I think I can call the class off. Or is there any question, Joshua, Phenomy?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh,
See
sir,
you.
what were you teaching today?
You said what?
What were you teaching today?
What?
What were you teaching today?
We continue. Wow. You're asking me that question. Are you not in the class?
I was in the class all the time.
And the little time you came to the class, what was I teaching?
The-
No, answer my question. The little time you spent in the class, Joshua, what was I teaching?
I think you're teaching about the dates.
The date. And I asked, is there any question? You said no question. Yes or no?
Yeah, I did.
So then I'm surprised at your question that what am I teaching today? Is that question necessary?
No, I guess not.
You said what?
I guess not.
Exactly. Because if you were in the class, part of the class, and I asked, do you have any question? If you do not know what I was teaching, you would have asked a question. But you said there's no question, which simply means you understood what I was teaching in the class. And for you to have understood, then you should know what I was teaching, which is the date. So then what is the essence of you asking that question? What I was teaching? I think that question is not necessary. As far as I'm concerned, it's null and void. So do you have any other question?
No.
Follow me. Do you have any other question?
No, sir.
Okay. So on the last note, if you know there is a topic which you are not clear of, you have the recordings, because I know that um, you may have the need to review some concepts, and that is the more reason why the classes are being recorded. So please go there, go and review the videos. All right. Thank you. See you on Tuesday by God's grace.